Welcome back to the car's going past. Hello there, welcome back to the channel. So I'm still on the conversion on the truck outside, the BMW conversion in the transit recovery truck. I'm still having problems with the fueling. So what I've decided to do is, I've still got the twin pumps in. I'm going to put a new feed right from the tank all the way to the twin pumps in a thick pipe. I'm going to do it in 15mm copper. I've started because I wasn't going to film this, so I'll show you what I've done so far. So far I've took out the sender. I've moved this up a bit so I've got a little bit more space. I'm not bothered if it shows empty with that much in. I've put a brass tank connector and soldered a pipe down. The pipe's got a sweeping bend on the bottom, so it's, if you can see, it's going to be about 1 inch off the bottom of the tank. I'll then put a flexible piece of pipe so it's got a bit of movement in it and it's not all rigid, which is going to go down to the next bit. I'll just turn you off and I'll pick up back at the truck. Right, so from there it's going to connect onto that piece of 15mm pipe there, and then underneath the truck I'm going to get rid of all these dubly clips and fittings you can see all around here, and as you can see I've made a new manifold. So that's my two feeds there, they'll both be the flows. We've got a take off there, so the return will come from the engine down that one. It'll go straight into the back of the pumps, but then I've took a take off on the side rather than going straight through, hoping that it'll stop it trying to drag air in. But also what I've done is, as the return goes into the tank, that's going to be at the bottom of the tank again, and hopefully I'm just going to have a little joint there and there. I'm not sure whether to put the one-way valve on, which is there, but I'll decide that depending on how it starts. So this goes round, another flex to go round to get rid of sort of mega 90-degree bends. I've had to put one on the end, but I'm keeping them at a minimum. And this is 15mm with a 15 to 8mm reducer and a little olive soldered on the top, just so that I can dubly clamp them on. So I'll get that on now and we'll see how it starts. So unfortunately all did not go well with the with the repiping of the fuel pump. So I've got a couple of return lines coming today that I'm going to give a go, but what I've ended up doing, I've ordered two, hopefully, because I've had to get them off Amazon again, high performance fuel pumps, a pair of them. They've got really good reviews, up to 145 psi I think, so it should activate the injector rail. I'm going to run two again, so I've just been making up the pipe work that I'm going to be doing that with, so let me show you. So I've just turned on the lathe because the new pumps have got a 12mm inlet, so a 15mm to, I've done that 12.7 and I've put some ribs in obviously to hold the pipe, and I've bored it out to 9mm. So I've got two of them, so they're going to go like that with a T, so that'll go 15mm from the tank and drop down into each leg of the fuel pumps. Then, rather than the bit of a botch I've done on the two filters, I'm going to have two 10s reducing down to two 8s with olives on the 8mm pipe. I only had one olive, I had to make some just to hold it on, and then 8mm to the actual car. I have got the option if I want to, in fact I might even do it, I might rate that a 15mm T, so that the two are going in and then dropping down, so we've got a nice mixing chamber. So if I do, rather than that with a couple of reducers in it, and then a 15 to 10 or a 15 to 8 if I've got one. Let me have a quick look. So there's what we're looking at. Just got to get it all jointed up together. So they'll come from the filters down to the main line into the engine, the flow, and then we've got the 12mm feeds. Need to nip to Halford to get some line, some fuel line. I've got some, but it's a bit old. Might as well put brand new on, as long as they've got some. So here's my two pieces ready to go on. That's the flow from the pumps to the engine, and then that's going to be from the tank. 10mm internal diameter bore and 12mm outside diameter. So this is what we've now got at the fuel. So the flow is the corrugated pipe, and then there's a ball valve on the back of it, a T, so technically the return from the engine will bypass straight down into the tank, but it can also go into the return, into the flow as well if I open up that tap, which is how it was original. Still waiting on my new fuel pump, so I've not taken any of that bit out, but I've done that bit over there. So I've now got the two filters going into one. I had to do it in 10mm in the end because there wasn't enough space to do it in 15, but it's only 8mm pipes anyway. So we've got the two 8s going into 10, dropping back down to 8, and then off to the engine. And then I can't remember if I showed this soldered, but there's the two barbed fittings in brass ready to go. All cleaned out as well. Bit of work going on behind the house, sorry about the noise, but Amazon deliveries here. I'm really hoping this is going to work. Because I'm at the end of my tether. So I've ordered two of these, which are like, I think they're like the equivalent of the Bosch 0.44. Pipe I've ordered is a good fit, so get the other one opened up, positive, negative on them. Come with connectors as well, but I think I'll put some different ones on. Made in China doesn't make it seem the best. But we'll soon find out, won't we? I did order as well these when I was going to leave the pipe work how it was, and I was just going to put them in. But I think, as you can see, the adapters I've made there to go straight on rather than messing are going to be a lot better. They're only a couple of quid. thought these were going to be big enough. What we'll do, get these on. Like that. Hopefully the barb that I've made there will be good. Right, so that is how we're looking so far. So here is the new setup. So I've got the 15mm down into the 2 high pressure pumps, all clipped in place. They've got some silicone hose on them to hold them in place as well. Onto the 2 filters, and basically that was everything up and running. But that wasn't the end of the story. If we now move inside, you can see where I've put them 2 new relays. That's actually where the entire issue seems to have come from. What basically had happened is I used 2 pre-wired relays to do the fuel pumps, and the wires were back to front, in that the switch live was the main, and basically the relays were getting absolutely boiling, so they were showing all the right voltages up until it was getting hot, and then they were cutting off. I've left it loose like this. I've drove it a few times since and I don't seem to be having any problems, and hopefully that's the issue sorted. Today, wait.
There, now.
So today me and Alex are having our first proper test drive in the truck with a BMW engine conversion. We're on our way to Leeds to pick up a m47 Transit back axle. We're doing 60 nice and easily down the motorway. Struggled like mad to get up to 60 with the old banana engine, and it was absolutely revving its tits off. To be fair, it's revving pretty hard at the moment, but that's what we're picking the axle up for. We're coming up to Saddleworth in a minute. I'll get Alex to swing the camera back on when we go to Saddleworth and watch the speedo and what gear 25 to 30 mile an hour with the hazard lights I had to do. It was that dangerous going up there. So we'll see what it's like with this new engine.
Go.
So if you have a look what's in front of us now, just going up this hill here, and this is leading us up to Saddleworth. So we're currently doing 60 going up the hill. Genuinely, this was second gear at 25 to 30 mile an hour before. Just going to pull in, I'm in the third lane at the moment, we're taking over some abnormal loads. But we're absolutely dreaming it up this hill. Just show in front there to show where we are. Focusing on this side here, Alex. Oh no, it's a motorcycle side. Don't get me wrong, the revs are pretty high, but we're still doing it. We're doing 60 up the hill. And if, let's look in front again, Alex. Still going uphill. And we're overtaking stuff. We're definitely going to put some sound deadening in the truck though, because it's still a bit of a nightmare. Just keep looking, let it something out or fast forward it. We're even taking over a truck just as we go up the hill. Coming up to the summit now. Now we're Saddleworth, so if we have a look ahead, going over the brow. So this is the highest motorway in England. I think this is the point here, if you have a look there, mate. You missed it. There was a code to tell you where you are. I'll get Alex to turn round, so from the back past Alex, on the other side of the road, put the camera out, you should be able to see. In fact, it's this side here.